Hey everybody, there's a lot of conversation going on about competition, and when people often think about local competition, they're often thinking about like offline, and then when they do like a Google search, they see how other people rank, but they don't think about those results as potential competition or as potential for being able to understand your competition further. They just see it as I'm not ranking and there's just a big old crowd. So I want to also point this out for two major reasons. Number one, search engine results pages today are very diversified. Meaning, me and Christina, who's recording right now, she could look something up and do a search on Google and look for dance studios, and I could do a search on Google for dance studios and have two very different results, and the ranking for those studios would be very different. And then if she drove down the road and did the same search, it'd be even more different. So when you're thinking about coming out ahead, how do you know if you are competition, or how do you know who is your actual competition? Because there's so much going on with the algorithm. We're going to solve that. Number two, even good tracking tools. So there's a bunch of third-party tools, but they'll tell you your ranking is one thing today and another thing tomorrow. In fact, we did a test where we used one of these tools. We tested our ranking and it said, oh, you're number one for this. 5 seconds later, it says, oh, you're number 3 for this. 5 seconds later, it's, oh, you're number 2. 15 seconds later, it's you're number 4. It keeps changing because it's actually trying to solve a lot of algorithmic issues. So these are algorithmic questions. So these 2 points make it really important that you have a better way to use existing Google tools to actually find out who your competition really is. So here's how we do it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Number one, understand the concept of a pack. So as your ranking changes and goes up and down, you might consistently see a few of the people showing up, and they might not be who you think. If you're a landscaper, you might think I have, the world's most popular landscaping company always show up there. That might not be the case. They might be in a pack, they might not be in a pack. You have to determine who is the group of businesses in my field that are leading the pack in a search result page. So first off, knowing what a pack is, and packs are those leading in your area, those 3 to 5 companies that are actually leading in ranking consistently across the board, regardless of a particular search term. Get that out of your head. Number 2, use the free spreadsheet below. We're going to incorporate a Google Sheet below so that you can actually use the sheet. It's what we use to actually find a pack and help a client understand who their competition really is and who to pay attention to. You could pay attention to the 20 or 30 other landscapers, but does that help? As opposed to focusing in on the pack that's actually leading the show with ranking, because if you're leading with ranking in general across the board, you're leading in public perception across the board. The third thing, use Google directions. So what we do is we open up Google Maps, we type in our own home address or office address, and then type in directions to, once we've actually started doing the searching for several of our terms. You pick 3 to 5 of your terms and try to decide who are the 3 at the top and how far are they from you. So basically, as an example with landscaper, you might type landscaper near me, and you see who the top 3 are, top 3 to 5. You list them in the spreadsheet, and then you go to Google Directions and say, how far are these people from me? You do this for 3 to 5 of your search terms. Do it for best landscapers, or landscapers Lakeland, or just landscaping, or residential landscaping. Do 3 to 5, and then take each of those top results and then use Google Directions to see exactly how far they are from you. What that will do is it will show you how far Google is willing to go to rank those businesses. So you will see consistent businesses show up in those 3 to 5. Let's say you go 5 miles out or 7 miles out. You're going to learn that Google's going to go the extra mile for X, Y, and Z business. These are your real local competitors. So you need to think about search ranking not as, oh, I got to rank number 1. No, you really just need to consistently beat your pack and the people in that pack. So then, out of doing the directions, the top 3 that keep consistently showing up, these are your actual competitors. These are the ones to start paying attention to. Then you want to look at their Google business page. You want to look at their social media profiles. You want to look at, just like you would do a normal competitor analysis, but instead of doing it for 25 different businesses in your area, you know that you're doing this for those who are leading the pack in Google search ranking across the board for your search terms. Again, don't focus on one search term. Don't focus on generic. You've got to be local, hyper-focused, and you've got to make sure that you're getting a good purview of who those competitors are. So check that out. Download the spreadsheet below and let us know how you're using it to actually know who your accurate competition is and what you're able to do with it. Thanks, guys.